Hi, I'm Chris Miley from Strange Reality Music. I'm a musician, sound engineer and record producer. I've been really fortunate to have both trained classically in music and also to have learned how to play in rock, soul and blues bands, which has given me a really good understanding of how music works, and I'm going to start sharing my knowledge here for you. So I'm going to use the piano to show you through the basics, because the piano or keyboard is a really logical instrument with all of its notes arranged in a line from lowest through to highest. If you don't normally play a keyboard instrument, this tutorial is still going to be really useful for you though, as everything I show you here will also relate to your instrument or voice, and I'll be posting some examples of this for guitar, bass and ukulele soon. Having an understanding of how a keyboard works is really helpful though, so if you have a piano or a keyboard at home, please try using that to help you through this bit. You can also download keyboard apps online or use a virtual instrument in a program like GarageBand. So we're going to start by having a look at the key and scale of C major, and to do that we're going to have to learn to find the note C on a keyboard. If you look at the keyboard, you'll see a repeating pattern of 2 black notes together, then 3 black notes together, all the way up the instrument. When you find the 2 black notes together, then find the white key to the left of the left black key. That is a C. As you can see, there are several more C notes on the keyboard, all at different octaves. We'll cover octaves in more detail later on as well. If you pick a C towards the middle of your keyboard, we'll be able to build a nice sounding chord and scale from that. Next, we're going to look at a chromatic scale, which goes through all the notes, both white notes and black notes from C up to the next C. The gap or interval in between each of these notes is called a semitone. It's the same interval as moving up or down a single fret on a guitar or a ukulele. There are 12 semitone intervals in this scale, which is the same as going up fret by fret from open string to the 12th fret on one of those instruments. Now we know a bit about semitone intervals, we can learn how to make a major chord. When you see that written as a symbol, it's a capital letter with no other letters or numbers after it. So to make a major chord, we find our C note. That's what we call the root of the chord. We then go up 4 semitones to find the middle note of the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we call the major third. It's the only difference between a major and a minor chord. In this case, the major third is an E. We then go up 3 more semitones to find the top note of the chord. We call that the 5th or perfect 5th, and in this case that's a G note. So if you sound all of these 3 notes together, the root, the major third and the perfect 5th, C, E and G, that gives you a C major chord. Now we know how to do that, we can actually form any major chord on a keyboard, because from the root note we always go up 4 semitones to find the major third, then up 3 more to find the perfect 5th. All we need to know is where to find the starting note. Let's find a G. So the easiest way to do that is to count up the white notes from C. C, D, E, F, G. It's worth noting at this point that after the G note we start again at A. There's no H note or any other letters other than A to G. So the G note is our root note here, and now we make the major chord in exactly the same way. Up 4 semitones to find the major third, that's a B note in this case, and then we go up 3 more semitones to find the perfect 5th. That's a D note. Sound them all together, and we've made a G major chord. We can do the same for a D chord. Find the D, one white note up from the C. If you keep doing this, you'll soon learn all the notes off by heart. Again, from the root note, we go up 4 semitones. And this time we land on a black note. It's one note up from an F. We call this an F sharp. It's also one note down from a G. And we can call it a G flat, but let's not overcomplicate at this point. We'll call it an F sharp. We write this with a hash symbol after the letter. So the major third of this chord is an F sharp, and we go up 3 more semitones and find our perfect fifth, which is in this case an A. Sound the 3 notes together and we have a D major chord. So now you know how to make a major chord for any note. Pick a note, go up 4 semitones, then up 3. Have a practice, pick a note at random and make the major chord for it. Try to learn the names of the notes as you go along. It'll be really useful for you and help you to improve much more quickly on keyboard. And remember that these notes and intervals relate to any other instrument as well. The last pattern we're going to learn today is a major scale. So I've picked C major as it only uses the white notes on the piano, so it makes it easier to remember. Again, we start on C and move up from here. So we go up 2 semitones or a tone to the next white note, which is a D. Then up 2 more semitones or a tone to the next white note, which is an E. There's no black note between the E and the F, so that's just a semitone interval. Then we go up a tone, 2 semitones, to the G, and a tone to the A, a tone to the B, and then again there's no black note between the B and the C, so that's just a semitone. So now we have a pattern to form a major scale. From your root note you go up a tone, up a tone, up a semitone, up a tone, up a tone, up a tone, and a semitone, or up 2, up 2, up 1, up 2, up 2, up 2, and up 1. Tone, 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 semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And that pattern gives you a major scale in any key. So let's start with a G again. We go up a tone to the A, up a tone to the B, up a semitone to the C, up a tone to the D, up a tone to the E, up a tone to the F sharp, and up a semitone to the G. So this scale has one black note, an F sharp, in it. That's okay, and it's right, because the key of G has an F sharp in it rather than a normal F, or what we call an F natural. We won't explain that any further today. It will make more sense as we learn more. And now we have our pattern, tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. We can form a major scale starting from any note. Again, try this on your own and try to learn which notes are in the scale. So we've learnt plenty in this tutorial to get started on. We've learnt how to find a C note on the piano and how to find all the white notes from A to G. We've learnt a little bit about flats, sharps and natural notes. We've learnt the pattern to make a major chord. From the root note we go up 4 semitones, then up 3 semitones. And we've learnt the pattern for a major scale. From the root note we go up a tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. Practice these patterns at home and get familiar with the keyboard. As I said, even if it's not your first instrument, learning how music works on a keyboard will really help you to understand your own instrument. In the next session, we'll look at minor chords and sevenths. We'll also look at how all this relates to guitar, bass and ukulele. Thanks for watching and happy learning.